Warning, the following content may contain spoilers and the Summer of Games. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Those Common Nerds. I am Joe.
I think you just waved at the microphone, Joe.
Well, yeah, I did. Yeah, I did.
You guys might notice the format is still different. We have given up on the video for the time being.
For the time being, we're examining and stop throwing things at my wall because now it's just costly. But yeah, it's just we kind of like this, or we might go with it a couple more times, or it might be permanent and just see how it goes. I like it. You like it.
Yeah, I could be on my phone and still talk to you guys.
No one's talking shit about us, so I mean...
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's that. You know, the internet has not judged us yet.
Yet.
Not yet. I'm sure that will change.
I'm gonna go talk shit about us. I'll be the first one just to soften.
That's fine. I will hardcore just judge myself throughout this entire thing. Just the quality, the pictures, everything. All right. Anyways, so our theme today, before we just go completely just haywire and batshit, is actually talking about the Summer of Games that happened last week, 2 weeks, last week, somewhere around there.
Yeah, I don't know.
We kind of let it matured, but it was ran by presented by Jeff Keighley, who is a big game supporter, big game journalist out there who's a big supporter of the arts.
Yeah, we let it wait a little bit to let some of the stragglers who didn't make it in time get whatever they needed to get out, which surprisingly, for the weeks after the Summer of Games, air quoting,
certainly hot enough.
Yeah, for the weeks after it, they were still revealing stuff, and it was a lot better than E3, honestly.
It was E3 in its prime. Right?
Yeah.
That was the time where you would get excited each summer when E3 would start, and then you would actually watch the live events because it would actually give you something.
Oh yeah.
So for those who understand the gaming culture, you could basically compare this, as I said, to E3 in its prime. Now to what the non-gamer or non-gamer oriented would be. This is basically a convention for all the big developers of the gaming industry to come together, or even the indie developers, to present what is coming out, right? This is the big game of summer, usually coming out in October, December, around that time, or, stuff that's still in the works.
Some of them are coming out as soon as next month, or even this month, depending on how long it takes to edit this video.
Yeah, no, I'll try and keep it short. But yeah, it's, like I said, it's presenting us, what the future of gaming looks like, at least for these people, which were still a good amount. It had the Xbox and Bethesda event, then the core one that Jeff Keighley showed, that was the real kind of showcased a lot. Then there was the one that we watched, the Capcom showcase, a little bit more of, and so obviously we're not going to be going through every fucking thing because, quite frankly, there were things that interested us, and there were things that did not interest us. And I'm not going to mention those that didn't interest us. You'll just guess. Probably.
Yeah, right?
I mean, that's all I could say. We would be here forever if I wanted to talk about that,
Mm-hmm.
But anyways,
Let's get on to the games.
Let's get on with the games. The first one that caught our eye from the beginning of the Summer of Game events was Callisto Protocol.
Yep,
This is the people behind Dead Space making their new game, a new Dead Space, pretty much, or what was it? They called it the spiritual successor of Dead Space, but then even afterwards, it's turned into its own thing. So, it's the guy that made Dead Space, the original mind behind Dead Space, coming back with a 4K quality. And I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm very excited. It's a space prison. Dead Space was one of my favorite horror games, and you can really see the influence.
Oh yeah, definitely the influence, and it's giving a little hint of the suffering from back in the PS2 days from Midway Gaming. That was another horror game based in a prison, and I don't know, man. Like this could just it's more sci-fi oriented, obviously.
Yeah, The Suffering. That one was more modern and ghost-like, or
Yeah, very more ghost haunted. It was like a haunted prison. Yeah, it was. But at the same time, who knows what they've just shown us just could be the tip. They showed us what looks like a boss character. It looks very Thing. Could be very Thing.
Ooh, okay, yeah.
Ooh, that'd be interesting.
That'd be a fun game.
Like a hive thing.
No.
Ooh.
No, thank you.
That'd be bad. Yeah.
That'd be bad.
Oh fuck yeah. Ooh. I'm a little bitch when it comes to horror games. Like there's some games I just can't. But
something about the space prison. It also kind of looks like.
It looks like fucking Dead Space.
The prison itself looks like the prison from the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie. It
Wow.
had the center watchtower, all that stuff.
Oh yeah, and it's just all snowy. You know what? I bet he's doing the snow bit because of Dead Space 3. He's like, I'm gonna do this better.
Yeah, maybe.
If he was, I'm not even sure if he was behind Dead Space 3. I'd imagine he was, but that was more. That seems more like EA's domain than anything, right?
Yeah.
But anyways, we're real excited. Can't wait for it. Coming out December 3rd, which is unfortunate because I wish.
Well, what if the game takes place in December? That's why there's snow, even though it is a moon of.
I know, but it's like it's clearly an October game. I hate it when the fucking horror games don't come out on October.
Yes.
It's like they miss it by November. It's like shit. It's like really like that 2 months.
I guess we're going December though, so
yeah, December. I'll just play Dead Space 2 and 1 and scare the shit out of your wife with it. So
yeah,
that'll be fun. So yeah, I'm real excited. Moving on to our next game from the ex-BioWare devs, Nightingale.
Ooh, that one. Yeah, I'm interested in that one for sure.
Yeah, it's like a steampunk survival game with mystic elements.
Victorian horror?
Possibly, yeah.
I would say Victorian horror from what I've seen.
I mean, yeah. Like, it looks interesting. It's another survival game, which, I mean, I don't mind. I like survival games. Yeah, I think they could be really good, potentially.
There is the potential to make a very good survival game at some point. They just haven't got there yet. They're just barely scratching the surface of survival games, and, some are better than others.
And then the VR game where you can actually camp and do all this shit. And ride dinosaurs.
Quite a few survival games I've been interested in playing. Quite a few I've played, and this is another one that we're definitely going to be playing this one. We've got a pretty big group ready to play this one.
Yeah, it depends. You always hear these ex-studio developers coming out, and it's like, and no offense to them, but at the same, I don't know your background. You're just telling me that you were part of this studio. What does that mean?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I don't judge things until I play it myself, or I just take a look and see how the release is.
I just like the scene that really got me was they're just walking into Misty Village and the giant behemoth-looking creature just busting out of nowhere.
Oh yeah, no, I like survival games with giant creatures.
This looks like fun.
There was another one that we saw in Neve's Gaming. Quick mention: Generation Zero looks interesting. I don't know if it's a survival game per se, but it does look interesting nonetheless. Just a little side note that I thought I'd throw in there.
Mm-hmm.
But Nightingale, I am, as we said, we're like survival games. Ark being probably the prominent one a little bit. Conan is coming out with the Age of Sorcery. That could be pretty cool. I could be a necromancer in there now. And they're redoing their buildings.
That was what was holding me off from that game for the get-go. If you remember, I'm like, "Where's the magic? You have Conan and not have magic."
Yeah, and man, I'm a priest of Derketo who's a necromancer. Let's go.
I'm gonna go swing a katana around still.
I mean, there's that too. So we'll see. Nightingale. These, by the way, or not Nightingale, but anyways, that's actually another part of the video. Moving on. Speaking of other ex-developers, in this case Blizzard.
Oh, there's a lot of those.
A lot of those.
Now, are these the good ones, or
Exactly, right?
Like, are these ones that escaped before all of the
before the shit
happened, and they are just part of it, or what's?
Exactly.
We don't know these guys.
Exactly. Are these the guys that are are the decent people? I don't mean to be throwing shade at people, and I apologize if that's how I'm sounding. It's just that's the question that you need to ask, But at the same time, Stormgate, a new RTS. Now, I don't know if this is like build an army RTS or if this is more of squad based. From the trailer, it's more. They just showed a trailer and some concept.
The trailer looked like it could be a mixture of both, probably.
Yeah,
which I can see. I've seen some games do it, never well. It's always lacking in one or the other department, the base building or the squad department. So a lot of games try it, but. I don't know. It's Blizzard developer.
It's a new RTS.
So...
It's a new RTS.
Yeah,
that's kind of enough reason for me. Like Total War's been kind of scratching that itch for me, but Immortal Empire's coming up. But I mean, other than that, this looks like that's a different game. So getting an old school RTS that with upgraded graphics or whatever, this could be. They could have a market,
Who knows? These could be Blizzard developers that worked on Warcraft 3 and StarCraft and all that stuff, So the RTS could be their thing, and that could be the reason they left Blizzard, because Blizzard's just like,
fuck it, man. More power to you,
now.
and I hope and I wish you for your success. I just hope you're also decent people. All right, and then moving on, we got from the XCOM creators. Now these are still in office. So, but I'm excited because I like XCOM. You introduced me to XCOM.
I love XCOM.
A game that even on easy can kick your ass if you're not prepared.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. It's a fun game, alien invasion, and I definitely think it is something that we should do an episode on at some point. Because there's just so much we could talk about that is common nerd stuff, like space aliens, the type of aliens, the gameplay itself,
Going through XCOM would be interesting just to talk about the aliens and the story a little bit. And I do have a little bit of problem going on the XCOM 2, but at the same time, comparing XCOM 1 and XCOM 2 is a similar game, but completely different at the same time.
I'm gonna think real hard at it. There are aspects of 2 that I like, but overall, 1 is the one that I like better. And I know there's older versions of it, but we're talking the new run, not the old run.
Which one allowed the superhuman program? Where you had the cloaking.
The genetics and all that stuff?
Yeah.
That was the expansion of the first one.
That was one?
Yeah.
That was a good one.
That was Enemy Within.
Oh, that was a good one, man, because everything I do, at least, for these at least for XCOM, I did with people I worked with, and I would put them in roles. A lot of my friends. So Sean would be a sniper who could go invisible and would just I gave you a grappling hook. I don't know if they had that yet, but you were quick either way. And anything movement, I gave you that, and just Overwatch from towers, and you just took everything out. And I was like a mecha tank type guy with a minigun and rocket launchers.
Anyways, though.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Anyways,
not
going
on the right game.
Yeah, we're completely sidetracked from that developer, but you can tell we're excited for a little bit. From that developer, we're getting a Marvel Midnight Suns game. So, all of XCOM, maybe, possibly, mixture, with a bunch of Marvel superheroes.
Oh, yeah, a bunch of Marvel superheroes, which I was actually pulling up right here. Give me a second. I lost it.
That's fine. We just talked and blushed about XCOM for a bit, so that
there it is. Spider-Man, Scarlet Witch, Captain America, Captain Marvel, Iron Man, Doctor Strange, Wolverine, Ghost Rider, Magic, Blade, and Nico Minoru, who I don't know anything about, so...
I know nothing about him either.
It's
and the villain being Lilith, right? Because
yes.
that was a trailer. They didn't show any gameplay. It's just the trailer. And I haven't looked anything up for the gameplay of it either.
But given that they're saying it's a tactical-based RTS and it's by the XCOM developers, I'm assuming you're gonna get those heroes in a squad and play XCOM with them.
Yeah, exactly. Like you can just play with them how you want. Which, thinking about it now, I don't have a problem with it per se because that's the theme of it. But at the same time, I do like the customization. Like I said, that we can, I can have us fighting or whatever, right?
Oh yeah.
So that being said, what's the customization going to look like, if there is any at all?
It sounds like one of the characters is a customizable character that is you. That's your character. That's the main character. And then overall, you get the heroes to join you.
That could be interesting.
It could be, yeah. I mean, it's a Marvel game.
Can I make myself God?
Maybe.
That'd be dope.
You're just Thor.
Can I just betray everybody and... no, I mean like God above all.
Probably not. Without cheat codes.
Yeah, right. That'd be interesting. And just, now, I wonder if they'll have it so you can join Lilith.
No, I don't think so. I think
No?
you're going to have to fight her and kill her.
No evil?
No.
No evil playthrough?
No, probably not.
That'd be interesting.
It would be.
Alright, anyways.
Maybe a DLC.
Yeah, so it caught our interest, but, we want to kind of scratch that XCOM itch a little bit, which we might be doing soon, thanks to Warhammer 40k. Anyways, moving on to the Capcom showcase. Now, this is, again, not everything they showed, but just things that caught our interest, right? First off, being Exoprimal. To describe Exoprimal, pretty much dino hordes versus mechs, or Anthem suits.
Man, I was hoping for Dino Crisis.
You ain't getting Dino Crisis.
Dino Crisis needs to have a sequel or a remake or something because Dino Crisis was just Resident Evil with dinosaurs and it was great.
No, you don't need that.
I do.
You don't need that.
I do.
You don't need that yet. You know why you don't need that. But I'll tell you why you don't need that, because what's coming up. That's pretty much the basis of it, by the way.
That's all we know about it.
Yeah, I know. It's dino hordes, like Left 4 Dead style, versus like not Anthem like can fly, or at least I don't know if all of them, or maybe one of them.
I'd say more like Aliens.
Alien, was that Defense Force, whatever Japanese game that's really just like defends aliens, Defense Against Aliens. It's real weird. It's a genuine just Japanese game.
Don't know.
Anyways, it's kind of like that, but it's Capcom. I'm willing to give it a shot. It looks interesting.
Yeah.
So moving on, next, Dragon's Dogma was celebrating its 10th anniversary for 10 years of re-releases that could fucking fight Skyrim at this point.
I mean, it's getting there, but
yeah,
Skyrim's got a much bigger following still.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's great because it's still a fun-ass game, in my opinion, and it's going to be interesting doing a playthrough with you.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not excited, honestly, for it, but I'm ready for it.
I know, but I'm more interested because I've never done a straight magic play, and seeing all the different spells and everything and all my knowledge from everything, it'll be interesting. I'm curious to see what you're going to make the pawn do and what they're going to look like and their function and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's going to be interesting for you because you're going to see the in-depth creation of it, like the AI and everything.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm just going to have fun flinging fucking magic everywhere. Which in that game they do make look pretty fucking epic.
Do you get thunderbolts?
Oh, thunderbolts, yeah.
Alright, well then.
You can summon meteorites.
I need you to have some thunderbolts.
Thunder whips.
Thunderbolt.
Oh man, you've no fucking idea, man. It's gonna be great. Anyways, but what's even better about this, because if anyone who's watched our previous episode saw that this was on the Hope to See, Dragon's Dogma 2 has been announced. Yay! And it's in the RE engine, because everything's going to be in the RE engine, because they fucking struck gold with that fucking thing.
Oh, Capcom's liking it. They're going to stick with it until they just can't use it anymore.
And know, right now, it's in its prime, so fucking go for it. Everything... Capcom is kind of in a golden age. Even their Resident Evil 3 wasn't as great as Resident Evil 2, but it still sold particularly well.
Yeah.
So even then, like, they haven't really been halted too much. Speaking of Resident Evil, they also showed what's coming, some DLC for Resident Evil Village called The Shadows of Rose.
That looked interesting, but at the same time, it looked like a more story-based narrative than action, horror.
Well, who knows? It's from the trailer. It could be interesting. It's story based. It's following the events after Resident Evil Village. So you play as Rose, Ethan's daughter.
She's now grown up.
Yeah, she's now grown up, and it's in a new game mode that's going to be completely in third person.
We get to finally see what Ethan truly looks like, even though people have already shown him. But
yeah, but following into it is now Resident Evil is also getting a third person mode. It's very similar to Resident Evil 4 style. That was been pretty much their popular, way of doing things.
But after that, and I'm kind of excited for this one. I'm really excited for it. The Resident Evil 4 reimagining.
Yep, the Resident Evil 4 remake. So, from what we've seen, it has darker lighting, reimagined Grado, and the real question is just kind of like how much will change, right?
Yeah, I mean, from just the initial what they've shown, they've taken off the Hollywood South America filter and put on the Twilight Blue filter instead.
Yes, so this is a much darker game. You're not in a gray forest. You are in like genuine darkness, and and if the grotto freaked me out, not too much because they were human looking, but just to imagine it now. And again, the RE engine.
Yeah, it's true. And I'm just hoping they don't,
Because regardless of, just a real quick note of...
Wow, just interrupting like...
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was saying, I'm hoping they don't, remove any iconic boss fights or iconic moments from the game in this reimagining, like they may or may not have done with 3 and the clock tower.
Okay, so the good news with me, I haven't played old school 3, so I can't judge it for that.
It's not even a great.
That's the unfortunate thing, though.
Like
I've heard such hype for 3, and to know that the remake isn't as good is kind of disappointing. But at the same time, I never played it, so when we do play it, it will be an interesting look for me at least.
It's not an important moment to include, but it's still iconic to that game and stuff like that. And they just kind of changed the feeling of what 3 was to what.
And that was unfortunately the feeling, and why I make the statement where I feel like they should have cut Mr. X on Leon's story and kept it with Claire.
I can't believe they threw him under his story. Why did they do that? They could have just left him with Claire, how it was.
Just replace Mr. X with more zombies, right?
Sure.
I think I didn't even play the PS1 version of 2, but I think that would have been, and here's why. Because you used Mr. X for me personally, and for someone who hasn't played it yet, but I did play 2, because I'm so familiar with that mechanic, I'm just so tired of it, and now Nemesis is pretty much just kind of doing the same thing. Whereas if you halved it, maybe the criticism behind it wouldn't have been as thick.
The sad part about that for, people like you that haven't played the originals is Nemesis was doing that shit first. And now,
That's exactly why.
The people that are playing 2 and then 3 are just like, oh, Nemesis is just copying Mr. X. And it's like, no, hold on. No.
But you see what I'm saying, though?
Yeah, no, I got you. I haven't played the 2 or 3 of the remakes. I would like to, but I have not played them yet.
They're good. 2 especially.
I would love to play 2. 2 was one of my favorites. I mean, Birkin was dope. The Crocodile was cool, but I already saw that. That one just kind of looked like.
Yeah, no, I remember you mentioning the Crocodile
a little bit, but.
And I was disappointed with that because I thought we were gonna get a dope moment with it, but it was just a quick time event, pretty much.
Yeah, and then other bosses throughout, I hope just didn't get screwed up. 4 had some iconic bosses. I hope they don't remove any of them, but
Yeah, exactly. But I don't. It was such a huge game too, so I'm curious what's going to be reimagined and what's just going to be not taken out. You know?
Maybe the fan theory I read a long time ago is have you played 4, correct?
Yes, of course.
So you remember after doing a boss fight and then doing a second boss fight, and then you're just like, all right, what shit are you going to throw at me now that I'm completely out of ammo? Because that last boss fight was bullshit.
Yeah, usually.
In the floating cages and all that, yep. Next, you go to the village, or not the village, the military camp where you have to bust through a shit ton of enemies, right? And then remember who comes to help you? Helicopter pilot, right?
Yeah.
Well, there's a fan theory that I read a long time ago on Reddit that was picking up a lot of steam at one point, that was Leon's little brother. And so all I want now from this Resident Evil 4 reimagining is an end scene of him walking up to the grave of Mike, and it just says Mike Kennedy, brother, and he just puts like a shot glass on the gravestone and walks away.
That'd be interesting.
I would be just like, yep, fan theory came true.
You think, what was his name? Luis? The guy who ran him.
They're doing him
oh,
so
yeah, no.
Yeah.
And in the fucking English dub that they. What do you call him? Like Lewis?
Yeah,
he called him Lewis. His name was Luis.
Oh, Luis.
I forgot about that.
That poor guy. He got done so dirty by the.
I remember that as a kid too, and I was like, Lewis? Isn't he like Luis?
Sadler came in and he just like said hello to my penis and just shoved it right through him all the way.
Now I will take this.
I don't even know.
Disappear behind curtain.
What or where that came from, but the only logical explanation was that was his third leg.
Yeah, probably. So, in additional news, we're given a release date coming out on 3/24/23 in March of next year.
I take it. I mean, it's not Halloween again, but
no, but at the same time, that's a good month because
that's my birthday month.
Well, there you go. See, that's probably your wife's probably just got. She's gonna listen to this, gonna be like, "Ooh, look at that! That's an easy birthday gift."
Yep.
Or your dad, or your sister, or anyone. So, and they just all get you the same thing, and you just get the money.
Just have Resident Evil 4 6 times again. I already have it on the GameCube.
You get one. You get one.
I have it on the GameCube, on the PlayStation 2, on the PlayStation 2. I have it on the Steam. The only thing I don't have it on is VR because I don't have a VR anything.
Now Microsoft just needs to buy Capcom, and then all this will be on the Game Pass. So moving on from there, just a quick mention because I wasn't the biggest fan, but Sean, you wanted this to bring this up. That's also again RE Engine.
Mm-hmm.
Street Fighter 6.
Yeah, Street Fighter 6. The reason I want to bring it up is just because Street Fighter is such a big cornerstone of gaming at this point. You know, in both competitive and just.
I would say even just in like anime as well and all that. So. Yeah, you're right. It's very iconic. You're absolutely right.
Things throughout, you know, our childhood and stuff have made reference to.
Street Fighter. I'll always know the Hadouken and Shoryuken.
Yeah, how many cartoons have you seen shoot off a Hadouken and then it's
it's just
Street Fighter.
I love how some of them are doing JoJo references now. It's great.
But and then you know one of the big things that people are bringing up is they have moved the jiggle physics from boob to ass to just tell you what generation we are really in now. So yeah,
right.
you get jiggly cheeks this time. A lot more jiggly cheeks, a lot less jiggly boob.
And just to bring it up one more time, because as we said earlier, RE Engine _ gold mine.
Yeah, they're taking it, they're running with it, and all they got to really do is keep up with updating it when the technology becomes available.
Absolutely. So moving on to the final section here.
We got Redfall.
Yep. With the one that caught your interest as well as mine because we want to look at decent multiplayer games, Redfall. From Arcane Austin, Arcane Studios, or at least I'm not sure of how much of an how much they had to do with it, but Arcane was the developer of Dishonored and Prey, which Dishonored is just great because that's the Count of Monte Cristo of games for me.
That's a fun one, yep.
And I haven't played. I've played a little bit of Prey, but even the demo I played was very interesting. So what Redfall basically is, it's a 4-player co-op vampire hunting game.
Yeah, and I couldn't tell if it was like a Left 4 Dead, do certain levels, get to the safe room, like run, go, or if it's a open world, explore, do missions, kind of stay together type deal.
It's interesting, right? I don't think it's Left 4 Dead. It looks very ability based.
It does look story driven, kind of. So maybe like Borderlands, maybe style?
Maybe
where there's like maps that you can go to. It's just like, oh, now traveling to downtown, now traveling to the park, and stuff.
Well,
like
so
that.
if it's anything like the previous games that we mentioned, and I haven't played their latest game. What was it? I forget. It was like that time traveling Groundhog's game.
Sonic?
No. I forget what it's called. Fucking bring it up in the video there. So, anyways, it looks interesting. But this next one coming up just looks fucking hilarious, and I want to play it.
It reminds me of the Nintendo 64 South Park video game days. I mean, it looks fantastic.
Which, ironically, people hate.
Do they really?
I think. I think the creators just hate that game.
Oh, I love that game. That game was so fun. But it looks like a shout out to the era of just kind of raunchy, animated characters. Oh, yeah, with the animated characters, they're all guns.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of, this is High on Life, which just, Jesus Christ, Rick and Morty creator.
Yeah, he's high on life.
It is a first-person shooter with, as Sean said, alien guns called Gatlians. And it's got Morty as, like, the first gun.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It's got the humor from fucking Rick and Morty in it. So,
oh, yeah. And then just...
the different guns are just hilarious. At least the ones they showed us.
And they're not like, your standard guns that are just like bang, bang, bang. No, they do some stupid shit, and the enemies are some stupid enemies, and it just looks like great fun.
Yeah, my favorite, though, that just made me laugh, that makes me want to do a melee build, was fucking Knifey. Mm-hmm. Hi, my name's Knifey. This is the most deranged looking fucking thing. I can't wait, man.
I was like, don't worry, those are my children. I can make more.
Oh, yeah, then another gun that just, like, shoots the little,
eggs or something?
No, the little not Meeseeks.
Yeah, yeah.
The not Meeseeks. They're like the little Meeseeks chicken things. It's fucking great, man. It just looks like such a great time. And then moving on to another one that has caught our interest, of course, because of... And I'm kicking the goddamn table so many times.
You don't even have to be that close to the table anymore.
I'm not even trying to. It was because I was trying to get comfortable.
Overwatch 2.
Overwatch 2. It showed a little more of what the PvP mode, and then, but kind of, I would say the highlight for it was we got a new hero, the Junker Queen.
Jinx?
Yes, a much taller Jinx.
She just grew up.
Yes.
She started working out.
If Jinx followed Violet's body work.
She just started hitting the gym.
Yeah, no, it's an interesting one. It's a new tank with a shotgun and battle axe and a knife that's kind of...
Knifey?
I mean, no. I'm going to call it knifey.
What'd they say its name was? Gloria or something like that?
Oh, it's probably something like that. But it's very... She's kind of like... if she throws her knife, and if it sticks in you, then she can pull you in closer. So she's kind of Roadhog-ish a little bit, but she's very much a damaged... She's a very aggressive tank.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm interested. So because now Overwatch is taking the more free-to-play approach. And if you want to buy the $40 collector's version, that's a.k.a. like, I think it said like 2,000 in-game currency for the store because loot boxes aren't going to be a thing anymore. It's new battle pass. Bunch of, like, I think 2 or 4 skins, I don't remember, just a bunch of in-game shit, you know. So I mean, it's pretty much...
Is it giving you access to the PvE also if you pay that $40? That's the question.
I don't know. I need to look that up to see if that's still a thing, but I hope that's not, and I hope that's just a rumor. that you would have to play it for PvE, and that would be fucking stupid.
Yeah, rumor is that it's you gotta
don't do
pay
it.
for
Overwatch or fucking
DLC. That's the PvE.
no
stories.
fucking it's free to play now. So do free to play because here's why because Ubisoft tried it with that Siege. That free siege mode, the infestation or whatever the fuck, and it came out, and now you tried to pay for a patch.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly, so that's why it's not going to work. Don't do it.
Well, it's not paying for the patch, though. You're just paying for the PvE storyline. You get everything.
They didn't even charge you in the
patch.
other one when they charged you the game.
That's true. We'll see.
So don't do it. Anyways, so it's caught our interest. Now it's replacing Overwatch 1, so it's an update. It's a fucking update.
Mm-hmm.
They've all but like anyone who says otherwise, you're fucking fooling yourself because they're not even charging you anymore.
No, it's the same as Heroes of the Storm 2, and yeah, it's just they're updating the game. PvE didn't work out how they wanted it right away, so it's super delayed well into next year.
I don't care. Just make it interesting. The last bit of PvE in Overwatch, when they had those anniversary events, was actually pretty fun with just like the different mixed elements. I know you guys didn't care for it, but y'all just didn't get a good group.
I just didn't like it. It's not even about
it forces you to play different characters. You can't play healer on the glass cannon map.
Yeah, no, got that.
But anyways, so again, caught our interest. And to make another runner-up, but they didn't really show much. But a new Arc 2 trailer, which showed a dodo, 2 raptors, and a Rex in some tribal armor, as well as Vin Diesel and his daughter.
I think it's Helena's daughter.
Who cares? It's his daughter now.
I don't think that's how that works.
Well, I haven't seen Mama yet with her, so now it's hers.
That's because she's with us as a robot.
Yeah, well, that's her problem. I didn't ask her to join us.
I mean, you did. You have the option.
Anyways, that's pretty much it. They just show. But I think the reason for the trailer was to show that it's going to be an Unreal Engine 5 and it's going to have a 2023 release,
which we expected.
So I'm hopeful because fucking bringing it up again, survival game wise, Conan Exiles was an Unreal Engine 5.
Yeah, they can do something good with it. Hopefully.
Was Grounded an Unreal Engine?
Maybe.
Well, anyways, it's a great fucking engine to use, and hopefully it'll add another thing that we're hopeful for.
Grounded's right there on the list. Why are you gonna bring it up here when we're down there?
Because that's gonna be the quick mention,
Yeah, that's true.
So, anyways,
no, the quick mention's a little tiny one.
Yeah. Speaking of quick mentions, this one's interesting. Flintlock. I forget the name of it. Flintlock: The Siege of Dawn. Pretty much why I brought this up, because it's another game that's very reminiscent of God of War 2018 playstyle. So I'm glad there's more to that because it's a good playstyle and people are, making something more with it.
It looks alright. It's not something...
Like I said, I don't think it's going to be the greatest thing. I just think it's...
It might be something I'd pick up for $5 if it was $5, but, it's not something I'm jumping out of bed lining up for.
Exactly. It looks interesting. That's all I'm bringing up. Quick mention.
Mm-hmm.
And another mention, however, because we like survival games, Lightyear Frontier, which is very the new space mecha / farm / RPG / survival game.
I have no clue what we're doing there, but it looks interesting.
Yeah, right. I'm curious if they're kind of taking more of a Subnautica approach with it instead, but it's interesting. Like you have this mech thing.
Non-combat approach Subnautica, or
I don't know. That's the thing, right?
It's like a more peaceful survival. I'm waiting for them to do a survival game where you can build a goddamn castle.
Yeah, right. But still, it looks interesting and it looks like it could be fun. And another survival game, just a quick mention, Grounded, getting its full game release in September of 2022.
Yeah, that's cool. Me and my brother can finally work on finishing that one. We were pretty far.
I could play with you guys, but again, it's just reliving a fucking childhood nightmare.
You're gonna have to fight the Broodmother with us.
Yeah, I'll be the ranged. I'll be ranged player.
You gotta get up there with.
Nah, man, I want to be ranged. I'll be the guy who's ranged.
You want to be the
damage
guy
from a distance.
You want to be the guy that gets the full view of the spider instead of just a small little chunk?
I don't know, man. It's already awful enough because I'm just reliving a literal childhood nightmare.
Oh no, everything in that fucking game kills you too. Like the goddamn mosquitoes. Fuck those things. I hated the mosquitoes. You'd be like, oh look, that's a mosquito 12 miles that way, and the mosquito would be like, what, you're looking at me? Alright, here I come, buddy.
And the
And then you
fucking
run.
sound design is super good, and they're just terrifying, and I hate it so much.
You run from one end of the map to the other end of the map, dodging spiders over
wolf
everything
spiders,
else.
cockroaches, ladybugs.
But these fucking mosquitoes, you can't get away from them.
Fucking awful. Anyways, but I would play the story with you guys. That'd be an experience. Moving on, we got a little more Blizzard stuff. Diablo 4. We got the first reveal of the Necromancer coming as the next and final class, I think.
Yeah, she looks like she's a...
You say it's old school Necromancer from
It looks more
Diablo.
pet... It sounds like it's more pet-based for sure. 100% more pet-based because they're getting a specialized spell book called the Book of the Damned where they get to customize their zombies and customize what they can do. Like, this one's a range, this one's a melee, and do stuff like that. They get the clay golems that they get. It's sounding a lot like Diablo 2-esque kind of classes going on here.
And it's this trailer they show is very well. I mean, just if they go by the old technique of just giving you a hint of what the class can do, so corpse explosion, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But then you can, or I guess you get that artifact that's the skull, whatever. But I'm down. I like necromancy in these fantasy type games. So
I was already ready to play the druid for this one, anyways, because I want to be a werebear.
Yeah, so I'm down to play it. So, but they showed more. It's Diablo 4 is going to be kind of an open world, but as well as have a heavy customization, where you can just completely make yourself however the hell you want.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's looking interesting. I kind of miss single player Diablo auction because it's like my go-to game when the internet was out and stuff, and now I can't even do that for 2 because I got to go onto my Battle.net.
Do they have it so you can't even play it offline?
I haven't been able to get onto it, so.
Fucking dumb. Well, hopefully that's not the case, but it might be because dumb decisions like that. But it's also have like world events, like it looks like an MMO they're turning it into.
They're competing with Lost Ark, maybe. Which.
Why?
People love that game. I mean, it's not.
I get it, but I just it's kind of worrisome, right? Because
they just want a game to come out.
And I know you don't mind it too much, but people don't want the fucking shop from Immortal to be in this at all. They don't want it, and I don't blame them. I don't want this to be any kind of like shop heavy item at all. Unless it's just customization, then by all means, fucking do it.
The shop in Immortal's not even that bad. People are overhyping it. They're taking all the bad aspects and blowing them up 200%, and then it's really not that bad. I mean, it's an okay game, and then it's just getting review bombed right now, which is pretty funny, but it's not bad.
I mean,
people are still hating it ever since the reveal. They've hated it since then.
And my theory is, if they had just had a trailer that showed a 4 and some fucking remark of like Deckard Cain or something, I don't think people would have raged as much as they did.
They weren't really committed to 4 at that moment, though. That's the problem.
Well, just fucking, I don't know, but it wasn't. I guess you could, like, people were just the fan base wasn't feeling respected because they weren't getting a full-fledged game, right? But at the same time, next year, what do? They reveal a fucking cinematic for it.
Which I, as the fan base, did not give a shit. I'm like, cool, a mobile game, something I can do when I'm out and about that's still Diablo.
Well, that's because we try to be chill as fuck, at least, and not as...
I did not give a shit about it being a mobile game, because I actually don't care about care about them, like...
I just don't care in general. Like,
people hate them and
come and
all
go.
that stuff, and I'm just like, I'll try them out, they're fun.
Some of them are complete rips.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But then others are just like, whatever, I don't care. I have other things I can be doing right now with that. It's I have a Switch now. That's my mobile game.
That's true.
So yeah, another quick mention: legendary developer, as just people call him, because he's been around and everyone knows his name at this point. Hideo Kojima working on a new Xbox exclusive.
He's working on the game he's always wanted to work on, so I'm hoping we're getting a nice horror game.
I hope it's PT.
Like a fleshed out PT?
Yeah, but obviously, not PT, because I still remember the second trailer they released for that, and that shit looked actual horrifying, and actually would have brought new life into the fucking license of Silent Hills. Fucking idiots.
Hey,
Konami, but whatever.
Hey, they got slot machines.
Yeah, I know. They've found their market, a bunch of bastards. Anyways,
hey,
now on to the big events.
He might be making something great, though, so, I mean, I'm hoping for horror. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, I'm also hoping horror. That was kind of what I was hoping for when originally, but then we got the walk simulator. And now going on to the one that I wasn't really hoping to be excited for at all, but now it's just going to be the big event of what we're, for at least what I'm hoping for. Starfield, Bethesda's new RPG. And those of you who don't know who Bethesda are, they are the creators of Fallout 3, Skyrim, and Fallout 4, as well as Morrowind and Oblivion.
So we got our fantasy, we got our nuclear apocalypse, and now we got our sci-fi. And it doesn't look bad.
Yeah, so they showed 15 minutes of this, and the first thing they brought up is the ships have interiors. You're landing on a planet, but you're getting off of your ships. Now, when I saw this, I figured, okay, that could just be like a load thing where you're in the cargo bay, and then you just go off, that's the only open bit, right?
Yep.
Well, that's the door you gotta go step on. But then they show you the robot companion that they gave you a little bit of a hint or teaser for before that people were raging about because they said that's not enough and because people are needy.
Oh yeah, everyone's entitled these days.
Yeah, but it's first look at it arriving on the moon, Crete, I think it was called, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It gave a kind of like a No Man's Sky looking scanner. So it's nice that they're taking influence.
Gave that vibe of just landing on the planet initially too, but it looks like the planet's gonna have a lot more shit to do on it.
Yeah, because then it comes up to like an alien creature, and now I'm not sure if this was an AI thing, but he points the gun at the creature. The creature roars at him initially. Mm-hmm. He points the gun at the creature. Creature then just kind of fucks off, and it shows like there's like a couple more that also fuck off. Not sure if that's a thing or not. I'd be impressed if that were like that. Like if they had like the.
Why would the creature know what a gun is, though?
I don't know. It recognizes threat, right?
Maybe
it's an alien creature.
Maybe it just roared at him and then walked away. It's like, hey, fuck you, I'm walking here, and then kept walking.
And you know what? Maybe that's exactly it. Who the hell knows? I'm just saying what that could be.
You don't know that.
Question mark.
That's Jersey he's in on that trailer. Hey, I'm walking here.
It could be. Yeah, who the hell knows? But then it goes up to like this little overpass, and it's again resource collecting, very reminiscent of Skyrim. But you get a mining laser, so he's getting some iron from this place.
Which means there's gonna be a crafting.
Of course,
of some sort.
It's a fucking Of course, they've been their bread and butter for a while now. But you know what? All the more for it. It's gives you a reason to explore the world. They show him coming up to like a base. And they show some Fallout. What looked like to me the gunplay from Fallout 4. Now, say what you want about Fallout 4. At least the gunplay was pretty decent.
I mean, yeah, the gunplay looked fun in this. So I haven't played Fallout 4 enough, but the perk system alone for Fallout 4 made me kind of sad.
So Fallout 4 is it's not their greatest entry, right? But it's at the same time they were trying something different, and I appreciate that. Didn't work out to their favor for the most part, but they are still that shows that they're willing to try different things.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of, the guy's not going to be speaking in this game. Your character will not speak. It's going to be completely dialogue based.
That's cool.
Which I'm a little excited for. I'm hoping we get that New Vegas dialogue. And then here's the big, just fucking shocking reveal. We get an actual different lockpick mini game.
Oh yeah, that was interesting.
What?
Something different.
It's
finally.
not the same fucking lockpick system that it's been.
But it really is, just in 4 mini versions. But
Yeah, I mean, I remember Oblivion. I think was the last time they did a different lockpick, and then they did Fallout 4, and they had that lockpick.
Turn it,
and then they just fucking copied paste onto Skyrim because it still worked. And then the same thing for Fallout 4, which I mean, I never cared. It was just a fucking lockpick minigame, but I didn't care the restrictiveness of it compared to Oblivion, because you could do a master lockpick, but you're just going to suck at it.
Skyrim lets you do that too. The Elder Scroll games let you do that, but the Fallout games
didn't. It was Fallout that didn't. But anyway, so I don't know. It was just interesting. The player goes out onto a platform, and then it shows that enemy reinforcements are dropping into the planet. So that could be a thing, or that could be a scripted event.
Yeah,
that is a thing. They've done that before, but who knows, you know? But the same thing that adds more threat, and then it shows the fucking jetpack.
Jetpack looks fun.
Jetpack looks fun. Like they added that in Fallout 4 for like the power armor. It was kind of a gimmick for the most part, but it was stupid fun. So I'm hoping that's more of an element here. Again, another No Man's Sky looking thing. But well, you know what? That's fine. I don't care if they're taking something from another. Just do something with it, right? And another thing that's they show us is New Atlantis. Like I'm just gonna assume is the new like big city hub. And as I've said every time, that's either a great name or a fucking poor name.
Oh, this city's getting raided for sure.
Oh yeah.
Some point.
Yeah, no, I don't see it. Like I see this being attacked and just fucking plundered.
The 75%, event of the game is going to be the city being attacked by some sort.
Watch them
faction.
settle on a planet that's dying.
Oh God.
Just like Krypton style.
Just like, all right, guys, this looks like a good place. Since our Earth is dying, this place looks great. 10 years later, oh fuck.
Exactly right.
We're fucked.
But anyways, it shows you the more of like the story trailer bit of it, and it's space exploration with a purpose. And it's by the sounds of it, I guess you, the character, find a alien beacon that gives you visions, which is very reminiscent of Mass Effect 1, but that all depends on what the beacon is going to show me.
It's just sci-fi games in general at this point.
I know, but that's just the one that pops up in my mind, because that's literally the beginning. No, that's literally the beginning of Mass Effect 1, is you finding that beacon.
The beginning of Borderlands? Hey, I'm a vision in your head. We need your help to find this shit.
Oh, God, yeah. I always forget the plot of Borderlands. But yeah, it looks, that was kind of my big problem with No Man's Sky, was the space exploration
was boring.
Yeah, this looks like you're going to go to different planets. You're actually going to talk to people, right? You're not going to just take it on a fucking messaging board in on your starship deck, right? So that's interesting. I think that could be pretty dope.
I like the factions.
Yeah, different factions. Very, you could looks like. I'm curious to see if they differentiate, because they showed some very lawful factions, but then you can join the pirates, the Crimson Fleet. You could be, be a dick if you want.
I'm hoping there's a space bounty hunter faction, because I'm there.
And if there's not, then guess what, Sean? There's going to be a fucking mod that's quest that just adds that shit in.
The space cowboys?
Yeah, exactly. But there's like space cowboys, and then there's just like the Republic of looking people. They're just all clean and everything. But again, space pirates. Different alien monsters.
Looked interesting.
So the one thing about the feeling of the game, it's looking very... I don't know if this is the right word to use, but it kind of a realistic human look, like the robot in particular. Like I could see that robot being built today. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
Or at least in the near future, especially with what we've seen with animatronics and everything they've done with like their walk cycles and everything.
Oh yeah, it looks very early human space exploration.
Less horror Alien, Ridley Scott Alien.
This
in
is
a way. Which I'm hoping there is an alien quest.
got it. Star Trek: The Early Days.
Thank you. But the cool thing, but yeah, that's actually a really good way to put it. But I'm actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I really
Firefly?
do. Firefly is fair, but I don't think you're going to see that many different aliens, right? Do you see different aliens in Firefly? You see, it looks like you're dealing with, when you're talking to someone, you're dealing with humans. And the aliens are just the creatures.
Star Trek.
Yeah, no, not Star Trek.
Early Star Trek. Like they just started.
I mean, yeah, I guess maybe.
Cowboy Bebop.
Cowboy Bebop, yeah. That's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping for. But it's also flexing that fucking character customization, again, from Fallout 4. But, you know, the customization looks even more in-depth. You can, again, make however you want. You can make an exact model of you, probably, if you give it enough time. And it's giving you from, again, Fallout 4, the fucking weapon customization, which I'm happy for because that allows you to make your weapons look however you want. You can add just drum barrels to your fucking pistol or whatever. And there's going to be different weapons, so I'm curious to see like how deep you can go. Like, can I add like a 4-barrel shotgun?
I'm hoping we get a nice variety, kind of like how Skyrim and Fallout would give you, you know?
Yeah, like,
here's a pirate pistol, here's a Republic pistol, here's
the thing, right? Like,
9mm pistol.
If done right, like, I like Fallout 4, but, like, you could make the weapon however you want, and it could start from or it would start from anything. Like, you could have the pipe, you could have just, like, the regular, you know, looking combat or whatever. But, you know, either way, it looks good. The weapons they've shown look good. You build your own base on these moons, which, again, goddamn Fallout. Which is fine, actually, because I hated building in Fallout 4 because you couldn't dismantle the buildings or the wreckage. Whereas this, you're just building and looks in, like, craters or whatever, right? And you're just building, like, a spaceport. Very, looking kind of Subnautica-ish, if I had to compare it to something, instead of Fallout.
Yeah, I could see that.
But, you know, I'm down for it. That actually looks pretty good. You can hire settlers, characters to come into your base to run shit.
Nice, that's cool.
And then you just build and / customize your own spaceship.
Like Kingdom Hearts.
Like, you could just, like, move bits, you can move parts, like, engines, add, like, it's very compartmentalized, and I'm hoping there's a mod that allows you to make the Bebop.
I hope there's
from Cowboy Bebop.
I hope you don't even need a mod for it.
I hope they let you do that too. That'd be fucking dope. But yeah, you can choose your own crew. You can customize the colors. Thank God for that.
Choose my own crew?
Yeah, you can choose your crew. You could with in the settlement. You can bring on your own crew on your ship to run shit better.
All women. Got it. All right.
If you want, yeah. All right. All right. The most sexual harassed ship in the galaxy.
Oh, God. No, Quagmire's a cat lady now. Be nice to him.
Alright, fine. You get nothing but cats to run your ship.
Cat aliens?
Alright.
Frog aliens.
But yeah, then you can fly your ship. Very Star Citizen. The only difference is that I don't think it's going to be like... They said that it's not going to be... Like, you can fly directly onto the planet and then get off. It's going to be like a loading screen onto the planet and then off the planet. So space and planet are going to be its own different
That's fine.
load. Yeah, which is exactly fine because space looks to be the big fucking sandbox that you want to be flying in. And, Star Citizen, you better fucking watch out because this one also has decent looking space combat and it's also coming in 2023.
Ooh.
And the piece of resistance of all of this, Sean, because this was the Xbox Bethesda game.
Oh, shit.
Game thing. All those previous ones that we mentioned, other than the Capcom and the previous ones, or at least right now, day one release, Game Pass.
I got my Game Pass. I'm ready.
Like,
I'm okay with
PlayStation,
that.
you ain't beating this right now.
Nope.
And that pretty much sums up the summer of games, or at least the things that caught our interest.
Metal.
Except one more, because I just remembered and you just mentioned it. quick mention because just the fucking soundtrack, just everyone that's coming on it. Metal Hellsinger.
That looks interesting. It's just a beat-based
Doom Guitar Hero with even more lyrical.
I'd say Doom meets Parappa the Rappa.
Well, fuck, man, I don't know. I played that. There's a demo on Steam and probably PlayStation and Xbox now, I'd imagine, and it gives you a little taste of what you're supposed to do. It's a little hard, actually. Like you have to set your. I don't know if it's different on controller or if it even is on controller, but the soundtrack looks great. You're getting people like Serge Tank, or what's his name?
Serge Tankian.
Yeah, Serge Tankian. He's
Tankian.
Serge Tankian. System of a Down singer. He's on it, and just a bunch of other just heavy metal singers coming out, and just I would probably buy it just to listen to the music.
Well, yeah, I'm sure it'll be on Spotify.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm hoping. But fucking Doom Eternal still isn't on Spotify.
Get it on there.
Fucking right. Anyways, that pretty much sums up everything that caught our interest at the Summer of Games event.
This concludes the Summer of Games event.
So yeah, was there something in the Summer Games that caught your interest? Why don't you leave a comment? Tell us what you think of. What do you think of our choices? What were the main ones that caught your interest in particular? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you on the next one. AKA
the Summer Games event.
The Summer Games event.